Welcome to Ballroom Motorsports Park. Your boy takes his first career pole position from Haas Sheldon and teammate Wek Loco, then it's Gabriel Barton, Ray Shen, Bob Marino, and Dominic Hudson. Akari Lopez is 8th from O'Quee, the championship leader, and Niven Colby. Then it's Pierre Gasly, Armand Cyril, Manny Medvets, and Miwa Schmeichel. Max Bortkar is 15th from Tommy and Nicholas Palomino. Then it's Carson Thornburg, Enoch Yu, Lam Fong, Daf Sanchez, and Lewis Olsen. For the 4th round in the ERL INDYCAR Series' 4th season, your boy takes his first career pole. All 5 lights go on! And the Alabama Grand Prix is underway. Good start there from Haas Sheldon, but dropping behind your boy in the opening phase, heading down into the long opening turn. He's going to have a good run down the inside of the Frenchman as he takes the lead for the first time in a long while in the INDYCAR Series. An Indian leads the way as Medvets gets a 5-second time penalty. It's Haas Sheldon from your boy and Wek Loco. On board we go with the 35 driving for Team Penske, and he's lost a lot of time to the top 2 there. You can see your boy is pulling away in that Arrow McLaren SP car. The 27 starting his first career pole position race, and that's not how you say that, but yes, brilliant pole from him. Nicholas Palomino in the 93 dropped down to the very back of the pack. Lewis Olsen in the 95. He's carving his way through the field. Could we see him do a last to first victory today? We'll only find out once that checkered flag falls as Cyril gets a track limits warning. Unfortunate for the Pinnacle driver. For Akari, who's currently running in 5th after running his first laps in Formula E since season 20. Returning to the INDYCAR Series, of course. He's splitting time in both championships now after INDYCAR World has left his Formula E seat. So now the 10 running in both INDYCAR and Formula E. First time a champion is doing that. As you can see, Marino trying to get past Niven Colby and does, up into 6th position. Your boy is trying to close up to Haas Sheldon. But under the lights here in Barber, it's really hard to make the passes. We've seen that a lot in practice. Max Bortkar tied with Cyril heading into this race for 2nd, struggling to get himself into the top 20, let alone into the top 10. But Sheldon, of course, leading the pack. There's only really one major overtaking opportunity, and that is the first turn, because that is where the braking point after using attack mode is. So heading down into the final turn, well, your boy find a way to get past Sheldon. Not yet. We begin lap 3 then. Sheldon still in front of your boy, not using any push to pass is the Frenchman, but he is using that all-important attack mode. Heading down into turn 1, he sends it down the inside as Wek Loco sets a new fastest lap. Your boy takes the lead in the 27 car, trying to hold on. He's the 3rd man to race car number 27 in the ERL, and like the other 2 before him, he leads under the lights. Of course, the 2 before him were Polar Arc, as your boy now sets a fastest first sector, and the winner of the Sao Paulo Prix in season 25 of Formula E, Remy LeBeau. These 3 drivers running car number 27, and all 3 of them showed their own flashes of success, but of course so far we'd like to believe that Remy is the fastest of the 3. If the other 2 want to come back to the ERL Formula E Series, and in the case of your boy, come to the ERL Formula E Series for his first time, if they want to do that to disprove this claim, they're free to. As you can see, the 2 Penske sides absolutely going for your boy's neck. Attack mode in operation as they begin lap number 4, and I think Sheldon's going to get the move done heading into the braking point as those soft tires beginning to grain up a lot. Haas Sheldon reclaims the lead under the lights in Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama. On board we go with car number 35. We've had a pretty good fight for the lead so far, distracting us from what's happening further back, keeping an eye on the timing tower as your boy reclaims the race lead there with a very nifty move there. Has to hold it around the outside though. but does manage to do just that. The pack separated by roughly about 8 seconds, and that's a slow-moving Palaminio there, struggling with those mediums. Hopefully no punctures so far throughout this race, unlike what we've seen in the races in Detroit and Twin Ring Motegi, where we saw punctures galore. Hopefully we won't see that again. But these Firestones haven't been working out too well. Maybe with the minor revisions to the regulations made into the season, Firestone's tyres, which are roughly the same as what they were last season, maybe they just haven't kept up. Cyrel's been given a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Into the pits comes a plethora of drivers, including Pulsity, your boys. Oh, Bortcar's off the track for Enoch Yu, as he now comes into the pits. Bortcar had contact with him. I think Enoch doesn't have front wing damage, and that's good news for the Power Motorsports team. No damage for Bortcar either. But it's Sheldon from Akari and Cyrel, the top 3. And it's a good showing from Apex Pinnacle as well, to be running second and third, but Cyrel with that time penalty. Of course, many drivers yet to stop. Loco's on the hards, Marino's on the hards, but your boy is on the softs. McLaren are going for pace over a good strategy here in terms of the long run. They are going for short run pace for the number 27. This is the ERL INDYCAR Series 4, Round 4, here at Barber Motorsports Park for the Grand Prix of Alabama, and it's currently being led by Hash Sheldon in the 54. Lewis Olsen then, oh my goodness, that was so close to contact with Tommy there. Miłosz Majka further ahead, getting contact with, I believe, Sanchez, as now they come into the pits. No, that was with Thornburg. Almost everyone has come in. It's Akari from Miłosz, and those two are on the softs, 30%. We expect those softs to do no more than 7 laps. Bortcar getting past Palaminio. For the guys in the top 4, they are hoping and praying and hoping and praying for a full course caution to come out, because if that were to happen, that would save all 4 of their races in the short term and theoretically in the long term as well, because they could pit and still roughly hold on to their track position. In the case of Palaminio and Bortcar, currently they have been caught by your boy, and right now it seems as if the 27 is going to get past these guys quite quickly. Here comes the McLaren rookie. Looks for the outside on Palaminio, the Spaniard in front. They go alongside each other, and in fact Bortcar's just left the red carpet on the floor for your boy to stroll over. He's up into 3rd position. That leaves Palaminio and Bortcar free to fight over 4th. Well, not anymore. Palaminio's just taken that 4th position. Akari's into the pits. Miłosz is in. Your boy leads with Palaminio in 2nd as Bortcar does dive into pit row at half race distance. The Frenchman with the fastest lap of 1:11.550. Bob Marino then moves up into 4th position as Loco is now up into 3rd. So what has happened to Hash Sheldon? Where is Sheldon in all of this? Trying to find him on the minimap, and yes, he's only 5th. Only 5th for Hash Sheldon, passed by Marino and Loco. Whether in the pit stop phase or on track, we don't know. All we know is that for the Indian rookie, the first Indian to lead laps in the ERL in a handful of seasons, it's not ideal in the slightest. Of course, scheduled to drive for the Indian team Mahindra, but then plans changed as now he's looking to try and go around the outside of Bob Marino here. Side-by-side action. They remain alongside each other, but Sheldon not able to get past. He's really struggling with those hard tyres to make any moves. And he's got the freshest hard tyres out of the 3 of them too. He's just not getting them up to temperature. In comes Palaminio. So he should be able to go to the end of the race with the tyres that he will go on to. Whether or not a driver like your boy will be able to make it to the end of the race, That's a done deal. He ain't doing that. 59% with 6 laps to go. That's a puncture around lap 11. So it's once again a 2-3 for Team Penske. And considering that they are on the hard tyres, there's a high likelihood that they're only doing the one stop. McLaren, I'll say this again, they are effectively locking themselves into a 2-stop strategy by, well, not exactly virtue, because that implies it's a good move, by the fact that, well, your boy is on the softs. He might have an 8-second lead, but it's not the 8-second, 9-second, whatever second lead that you'd want, because he needs to be blasting away at a faster pace. And you know what? He is currently picking up the pace somewhat. He might have just set a fastest third sector there. We will only find out once he comes across the line. Medved's with a track limits warning. He has not set a fastest sector, has the rookie driver. But Medved's, here he is, in the slipstream of his teammate. Both of them using attack mode heading down the straight. Struggling to get past. This is a new layout for Barber, I might as well add. For Barber Motorsports Park, this is a brand new layout for the entire track. There are some parts that have been refined, others that have been completely done up. And still, it's kind of suffering from a problem that it didn't really have in its former incarnation in Season 3, and that is just, we are seeing trains developing. Of course, that risk of higher tyre wear come the end of the race, still there with these Firestone tyres. Still don't know if those tyre explosions that we saw in Twin Ring Motegi will happen again, as Gasly gets past Marino. Akari Lopez running high up in 4th position with the best tyres of the top 10. In fact, the best tyres of the top 18. You have to go down to Miwa Schmeichel for tyres of a similar age. I think Akari might have a very good shot at some good points here, as into the pits for a second time today, Dominic Hudson and your boy Loco leads for all of 2 seconds. Akari Lopez leads at Barber Motorsports Park. As you can see, the two Penske drivers going side by side. Sheldon in the 54 trying to lunge on his teammate. Won't be able to get past Akari. They've let him go by. Your boy, by the way, came out of the pits in 17th, still with that fastest lap of 4 to go. And Gasly is showing us that yes, you can do a 2-stop where you are only using the soft tyres, but is that the smart decision to make? Those hard tyres as well, they are graining up quite a bit. Your boy could struggle come the race's end. But he is actually up to the back of the pack is the Frenchman. Here comes Haas Sheldon on his teammate coming through that fearsome triple apex turn, and he moves up into 2nd position. They've dropped a second behind. Akari Lopez just fighting with each other. That's the problem that they've got at Penske. As yes, they've got attack mode for both drivers, but it's still not what they need if they're trying to go for the win. If they want to win this race, they're going to have to do a lot more than just have attack mode every lap. They're going to have to work together, because now they're being caught by Pierre Gasly. Gasly in that 3 car looking for a way to just get some semblance of redemption in this IndyCar series. Whack Loco in that 35 car holds his nerve, moves up into 3rd position, or rather maintains that 3rd position in front of Gasly, but for how much longer? Pierre in that 3 car, the Frenchman himself, looking for a way past the Hungarian driver in the 35 in front of him, making their way through the 2nd sector. Swings and misses, swings and misses. Is he trying to go around the outside? He's not going to get the opportunity to do it there. Hudson's just set up fastest 1st sector if you are looking at drivers who have just come in recently. But he's got the inside through the triple apex. Does Gasly? Can he get past as they come through that 3rd apex? And he's not close enough. Haas Sheldon, by the way, will not get attack mode on this next lap. He is so far away from Ikari, who pits. Ikari is in pit lane. Wek Loco is in pit lane. Half Sheldon leads on lap 12 of 14, and if he does not pit at the end of this lap, then those are going to be the tires that he finishes this race on. Here comes your boy to try and get past Carson Thornburg. Can he go for the lunge? He can't. He's not even close to do anything just yet. Coming through turn 2 though, he's trying to hold the outside. It's orange versus orange, and he's made the pass. Your boy is back on the podium. Now for McLaren. That second stop that they made, pretty early to do a second stop. Of course, the fact that they went onto the softs instead of something like the mediums for their second stint, probably aiding in that feeling like a pretty weird decision to make. Hopefully, though, it works out for that team. Max Borkar, by the way, 26% tire wear. He's done 5 laps on those softs. I think it'd be wise for Andretti Green to pull him in. Otherwise, we could see some tire explosions from his end. Sheldon, however, leading the pack. Quite a ways in front of Bob Marino and your boy. And we are beginning to see that characteristic of these Firestones. Exacerbated tire wear at the end of this race, and I feel like for Firestone they're going to have to completely remodel these tires, because they can't have this happening 3 races in a row. Your boy, however, still lunges down the inside of Bob Marino coming through turn number 1 and takes second position. He's 3 seconds off of the race lead on the penultimate lap. Here in Bob Marino Sports Park, he should be safe to the end of this race, but Borkar is not. Sanchez, his teammate, goes by, who's also struggling with his tires. Hudson going side by side with Max, and who's going to be able to hold on to that position, and I don't think it's going to be Borkar, who's at 8% tire wear. He might get a puncture. 7%. He's forced wide by that fight he's having with Dominic Hudson. He drops behind him. 5% as your boy is closing in to the race lead here. The dying moments of this racer and Barber, 2% for Borkar. He made the lunge and he just couldn't hold on. Hudson going alongside and he's hit 0. Max Borkar, the man seated 3rd in the championship, has got a full car puncture on the penultimate lap in Barber Motorsports Park, and he's been hit by Gabriella Barton, and Borkar is out of this race. Full course caution. That's day over for LeBarton too. We're on to the final lap, and that probably seals it for Sheldon if he can just not get a puncture come the end of this race. It's a race against time for the top 2. 10% for Marino. 19% for the guys who've done 8 laps. I think out of the top brass, I think Palomino might have the best tires, and that's a slow moving Bob Marino. As they get back on the green flags, Palomino somehow with his strategy is up into the points after running last earlier on in this race. He's going for a podium in his maiden season in the ERL. Your boy is closing in on Sheldon too. This is the fight for the podium that everyone is watching, but the fight for the lead. It's both rookies fighting for their first career victory. We are likely to see an all-rookie podium as Palomino is up into 3rd position. Sheldon is defending, but here comes your boy on the final lap here in Barber Motorsports Park. He takes the lead, and he's not looking back at all. He might be at 12% tire wear, but I doubt he or McLaren cares. He rounds the final corner. Dav Sanchez now with a 5-second time penalty, a full car puncture for Bob Marino, but it's your boy, a new winner in the ERL. 2 full car punctures there, and Q as well. Marino hit by Wek Loco, 5-second time penalty for him, as these guys are on the main straight, and they are a mobile chicane there. Oh, me watch Micah. Oh my goodness me. He got sent into the stratosphere there. But anyway, this is your podium. Your boy, race winner, here in Barber Motorsports Park from Hash Sheldon and Nicholas Palomino. All three of these drivers rookies, all three of them taking their first career podium, but for your boy it means so much more because it's his first career race win in the ERL, and he got the fastest lap as well, I believe. Yes, 26 points to the Frenchman. Outside of the top three, Carson Thornburg was fourth from Akari Lopez and Dominic Hudson. Better weekend in INDYCAR for the Season 15 Formula E champion than it was in Formula E. Ray Shen is 7th from Gasly, Olsen and Sanchez, the top 10. Then it's Matty Medvets, Arman Cyril, Lam Fong, Niven Colby, Wat Koloko, Bob Marino, who got a puncture, Tommy Kui, and your non-finishers of Miłosz Majka, who collided with Anok Q, who had a puncture, Gabriela Barton, who collided with Max Bortkar, who had a puncture. In the driver standings, Kui still leads the pack on 35 points from Bortkar and Cyril, but now Palomino finds himself in the championship fight with Sheldon, Gasly, Miłosz Majka, and your boy. The top 8 are separated by 9 points. 9 points! And they're only separated by 10 points, 11 points if you count the top 10 as well, with Marino and Thornburg. This championship battle is going to take us back to Season 1 with how close it currently is after 4 races. Ray Shen is 11th, tied with Lam Fong and Tommy. You see what I mean? This is insane. Lebarton is 14th from Wat Koloko and Akari Lopez. Then it's Hudson, Colby, Olsen, and Sanchez, with Anokyu and Medvets yet to score in the constructors standings heading into the next round of the championship. Of course, you can see it shuffles because everyone's starting on points. Hyperdrive BBX lead the way from Apex Pinnacle and Team Penske. Then it's Aaron McLaren SP, Andretti Green Racing, Revolution Racing, and Manthe Motorsport from Maya Shank, Power Motorsport, Chip Ganassi, and AJ Foyt Enterprise. Well, as it always seems to be in the ERL IndyCar Series, tyres coming into play. I'm sure that the guys over at Firestone Tyres are going to take a quick investigation into this, into why their tyres have been acting the way that they have. But for all of us here at Sparkplug Motorsports, thank you so much for watching another round of the ERL IndyCar Series, and we will see you guys next time then when the ERL returns.